Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA, a look that takes you deep inside the game from a former player's perspective. The Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA, is broadcasting live from Pass and Stowe inside Citizens Bank Park and is brought to you in part by Puss in Boots Tavern, BCWSA, Septa, Penn Community Bank, Independence Blue Cross, and Pat Dion Beverages. We now go live to Citizens Bank Park for the Septa Baseball Insider Show, presented by BCWSA. Now, here are your hosts, starting pitcher from the 93 National League champion Phillies, Tommy Greene, and Phillies Director of Fun and Games, John Brazer.
All right, welcome to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, Director of Fun and Games of the Fightin' Phils, joined by my co-host, Tommy Greene.
Hey, pal, we got to talk to Matt a little bit. We got to correct that pregame a little where we're at, not Citizens Bank.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got to do a new one.
That's all right. We got to work on the sign, too, because you are not Ricky Batalico.
No, I'm not.
So you're a little bigger than Ricky Batalico. If you are in the Bristol area, please stop in and say hello. We're going to be here for a while. Love this place, too, Tommy. How about
God,
this?
I love this place, man. It's quaint. This is my type of joint, as they say back where I'm from.
Well, for those that don't know about the Pines Tavern, let me tell you about it. It's one of Bucks County's hidden gems in Bristol. Good friends, great food, inviting spirits is always what you'll find at the Pines Tavern. They specialize in affordable, kicked-up comfort food classics, featuring the great sandwiches like the South Philly pork with sautéed spinach and sharp provolone. Sounds pretty good, right?
All right. I might not be able to do the show if my mouth keeps watering like this.
Or one of their famous burgers like the Chambers Burger, a 10-ounce handmade 100% Angus chuck burger cooked to order. Suppers include their homemade meatloaf. Gotta love meatloaf.
Oh.
Fish and chips or their pan-seared chicken breast. Happy hour Monday to Friday, 4 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5, featuring $2 most domestic beers, bottle or draft, $5 wines, $5 flatbed bread pizzas, 10-ounce cheeseburgers. The Pines Tavern is at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Open 7 days, serving great food spirits from 11:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Weekdays, Friday and Saturdays till 11 p.m. and Sundays noon to 8 p.m.
Well, since you hit on the food stuff, we got to talk. I saw something on the menu. Said it's got a big little thing, homemade chili. I don't know if they got it today, but that's something I like.
Yeah, and I saw a little French onion soup there too, or ham and beans.
Oh,
so yeah, I'm gonna big menu right here.
Yes, it is.
And met Larry Warren, the owner. We're gonna have Larry on in a little bit to talk to him about the Pines Tavern. Tom, we got a lot to talk about. We were going to talk about the week in Phillies baseball.
Yeah.
Including, we did our last show on Sunday, so we had a must-win on Sunday.
Yeah.
Versus the Braves. You didn't want to come into that opening series being swept. We had tough weather versus the Reds. It was a brutal series. We got one win thanks to a 3-homer performance by Bryce. We'll talk about that. And then we came into the Nats series, first series on the road, and we needed to take at least 2 of 3. Now we've won the first 2. Yeah. Now we need to go for the sweep.
Well, yeah, we take care of business each day. That's what we got to do, man. Just take it a game at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself, and start playing some better ball, so to speak.
Well, and we'll get into it, but if you look at the numbers, I mean, starting pitching-wise, other than Nola's first outing, it's been really good, knock on wood. Well, and the bullpen, other than – a blow up by Strom and Alvarado on opening day, and Brogdon giving up the grand slam. The bullpen's been solid, hitting, sporadic. You get
I got some numbers on that the past 7 days. Because we're 4-2 the past 7. So
so we'll get into that.
Past 7 days.
We will also get you set up for today's game with the lineups against the Nationals. Again, Phillies going for the sweep. But Tommy, before we get into all that, I walked in here with where is that jacket? I put it right there.
Yeah.
Bill, if you can grab that jacket over there. Our man Bill Redner here from WBCB. So
that's
if
his
you
horse
can see that now, we have to put it up on the YouTube.
Yeah.
This is on Friday. We had a big day down at the ballpark. We unveiled the City Connect jerseys, which the players will be wearing. One of their 5 jerseys. They're going to wear them every Friday. Now, this is the logo on the back. Now, this on the back. It looks like I'm part of a biker gang, and then on the front, which is cool, it is the colors of the Pennsylvania state flag and the city, but it's got the love patch right there. It's kind of a cool, really cool. So we had the unveiling.
Very warm too.
Very warm. We had the unveiling, and the hat I'm wearing right there. See the hat? We did an unveiling on Friday. We're at 10 o'clock at the team store, New Era store, we had a big unveiling where the whole store was loaded with jerseys and hats and hoodies and everything else you get. And I tell you what, all day was jumping.
Oh, was it?
Jumping.
Good.
Yeah, so and even if you watched the broadcast last night, someone got it on Friday and wore the broadcast or went down to D.C.
What sold the best, do you know?
The jerseys. The jerseys are very cool. Yeah. It's got, again, like the light blue.
Yeah, I remember I saw them. I just didn't know.
Yeah, it's a very cool. I mean, again, they're going to wear them every Friday, starting this Friday. The first game will be Randy Wolf will be throwing at the first pitch.
Wolfie.
But I don't know if you can see that right there. But the jerseys are, not so much. Okay. Yeah. Got a little aqua. I don't even know what you call that.
Yeah.
Light blue that fades into a darker blue.
Yeah.
That Phillie that was on the back of the jacket will be on the front with a swoosh. Yellow highlights, and that patch will be on the side. So kids are loving it. And I tell you what, at first I'm thinking it's a little, I got to admit, I thought it was a little odd. I'm an old school traditionalist, right?
Yeah.
But as I was there all day, watching people coming in wearing the jerseys, wearing the hats, and the sweat, I was like, man, it's growing on me. And I think it's going to do the same. When you see it live, it's much better than when you see it in a picture or on TV.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It'd be something. I mean, will it be all blue? I mean, the pants.
Pants are dark. Pants are dark. So it's going to be a lot of dark.
Yeah.
With the yellow trim.
I bet you it will look good with like white too pants, or different things, or they could over the course of time.
Right.
Maybe if they keep those or whatever.
Who knew that Tommy was a fashion?
I don't know. It's just something a little bit having the blue down, the stripe down. I mean, just to correlate and
Well, I know that people from Nike and Fanatics are going to be really paying attention to the Phillies record on Fridays because
that's going to be the big thing. As long as they win, good day, it's going to go.
Yes, yes, it's you're exactly right.
Sometimes baseball players are creatures of habit. I mean, if they win in them, they stay in them.
But again, every Friday we're going to be wearing these jerseys, and as I mentioned, next Friday, Randy Wolf will be throwing at the first pitch. And I found out too, Tommy, that the Wolf Pack will be there at the game.
Really?
How about that? Remember the Wolf Pack?
Yes, I do.
I mean, I was a little. Did you see? No, that was after your time.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
a little bit after, but I remember them.
Yeah, so that's what we have. All right, Tommy, let's get into the week in baseball. Let's start with that Sunday game because, again, we came into that game, 2 bad games against the Braves. Now, looking back on it, the Braves are just ridiculous. Now, their lineup, it felt like the career years on every one of their batters, right? And you would say, how can they can't sustain that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone having career years. Well, all of a sudden, Azuna's on fire right now. That lineup is murderous. Our lineup's tough, too.
Well, I mean, it's tough. It's all about picking up each other because not all of them is going to be hot at the same time.
Right.
And that's the thing is having those guys, and that's what we got to do. We got to find a way to ham and egg it like that and take advantage. What the Braves do well, when they get the opportunity, they capitalize.
They do.
The base hit that scores the man on second and third.
Well,
I got numbers on that. I was looking at it today. I mean, we'll get into that later. But, I mean, it's like that's one of the reasons why we're not as tearing the cover off the ball.
No.
We haven't hit the timely – we hadn't had the timely hits either.
Right, and I'm not going to use weather as an excuse. We've had really brutal weather for the whole time. But both teams play in the brutal weather.
Yes, they do.
And both teams have to pitch in the brutal weather, have to hit in the brutal weather. Yeah. But it just seems the Braves just, against Nola, and you look at those hits. Now, he did give up some hard hits.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but he also just gave – I can't tell you how many bleeding,
There's something to be said about making contact.
Making contact, right.
And that's the thing, and that's what was so impressive about the Braves lineup, especially last year. They hit a lot of home runs. Did they lead baseball last year in home runs?
Yeah, if
they were right there.
To it, yeah.
And, they got a lot of thump in that lineup. And, but to make contact, too, and they got speed. They got some guys that can run.
Well,
but
we just got some news really today, last night, that Spencer Strider, who is their number one, the guy who pitched opening day, he basically has a UCL injury. Now, the UCL injury, now we went through this with Andrew Painter a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, so that can lead, you can rest it and hope that it gets better. He had
plasma injection, whatever.
He had Tommy John in 2019, I think. But next thing you know,
in college, right?
Right, but it looks like he's probably heading. I mean, he could be heading for Tommy John, which would put him out for a year and a half.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
and
that's sad.
That's a big blow. Now, that's
a big blow to the rotation.
They do have some young pitchers, Elder and some other guys in the system that are coming up. They've got a deep system. But to lose –
Braves are notorious for having pitchers coming up and doing a job for them.
But to lose Spencer Strider would be a big blow.
Yeah, it's a big blow.
Would certainly help the Phillies. Now, on that, I got to say, Tommy, someone I just heard this stat this morning that pitchers in 2010, there were 241 pitchers placed on the IL.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
In 2022, the latest stats for this, double that, 552 pitchers were placed on the IL.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether that's, my guess is that right now the state of baseball with technology and they're throwing harder and the emphasis on velocity and all these pitches now, the splitters and the sweepers and, on the spin rate that, you're seeing guys in Shane Bieber just went down. He's out for the year.
And he's a notorious – he's got a great breaking ball, so he spins it, so
right.
But still, baseball is a violent act on an arm, period.
Right.
It's this, there's going to be injuries, but what's the uptick? Why? It's a good thing guys are bigger and stronger.
But also I think
they're throwing hard.
And I think they're going all out.
Yeah.
Whereas when you guys, it would be Greg Maddux or somebody kind of, someone even with someone with high velocity, Nolan Ryan, would kind of pace themselves and kind of move up.
It's not that you're pacing. You're being aggressive. I think you're not trying to go all out, but you're still being aggressive.
Aggressive, right.
There's a fine line.
Right.
Where you maintain control.
Right.
Or you just throwing it and hoping. And I think that's a lot of them out there. They're throwing it and hope. It's more of a hope. They don't know where it's going. They're just airing it out.
But it also seems the philosophy is that when Nolan Ryan was pitching way back when, he thought he was going 8-9 innings, right? When these guys are, the current state of the game, for good or for bad, it's basically build up your bullpen, have your starter throw, maximum 5 innings, 6 innings, and then go to the bullpen who you have 7th, 8th, 9th guys throwing maximum velocity, spin, all that. So I think that philosophy is kind of –
Well, that's the analytics again. It comes back to the analytics. Everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel of how the game's supposed to be played. They're trying to maximize everybody, and you get people out by doing different things,
right.
Not just high velocity and doing different things like that. But, I hope they can figure something out, but but it's the nature of the game it's just a violent act on the arm, on the elbow, on the shoulder.
And even more so, as you said, as guys are getting bigger, stronger, and technology is showing them different pitches. And
you look at it, the guys don't go as long as they used to, starters and stuff like that. So it's a lot of it's a mentality, the way you go about it. And guys in the old days found a way to get through it, and we probably didn't hear. There probably was a lot of injuries back there that guys kind of kept pitching with, and you can hurt as long as you still got your feel.
Right.
You still got your feel and your command, you still can pitch. And they get by for a while that way, and then it gets where it bothers you, hurts you so bad, you lose your command. Been there, done that. So.
All right, you can watch a show at WBCBsports.com or search WBCB Sports on YouTube, and you can listen to the show on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM, your station in Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County. And then, Tommy, consider a career at Septa. Septa is hiring a variety of skilled trade positions, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, millwrights, and more. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. And coming up on the show, Tommy, we'll talk about that first week. We didn't get to the Sunday game.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Sunday game against the Braves. We'll talk about the Reds series. And then we'll get to the good stuff the next 2 days, or last 2 days. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now's the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
Proud to support Conwell Egan is the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
We now return to Citizens Bank Park for the Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA. Once again, here are your hosts, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene and John Brazer.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We're live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, and joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. And Tommy, Pines Tavern, one of Bucks County's hidden gems. It's in Bristol. Good friends, great food, inviting spirits is always what you'll find at the Pines Tavern. They specialize in affordable, kicked-up comfort food classics featuring, I'm going to make you hungry again, Tommy.
I know.
They're great sandwiches like the South Philly pork with sautéed spinach and sharp provolone.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good. Or one of their famous burgers like the Chambers Burger, a 10-ounce handmade 100% Angus chuck burger cooked to order. Suppers include their homemade meatloaf, love meatloaf, fish and chips, or their pan-seared chicken breast. Happy hour Monday to Friday, 4 to 6, Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5, featuring $2 most domestic beers, bottle or draft, $5 wines, $5 flatbread, pizza, or 10-ounce cheeseburgers. The Pines Tavern is at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Open 7 days, serving great food and spirits from 11:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Weekdays, Friday and Saturdays till 11 p.m. and Sundays noon to 8. Pines Tavern, I love this place already. And look, we look at the menu right here. All right, Tommy, how about this one? Ready?
Yeah.
The Hot Cowboy. You ready for this one? Slow roasted top round, rich gravy, sharp cheddar, creamy horseradish, applewood bacon, onion rings, toasted garlic round roll. The Hot Cowboy. Recommended highly by several people, including Chris Ermer, in this building. So,
Chris, hey, he's over there salivating too. I think he's already got an idea. I think that might be him.
Chris is not shy when it comes to food. In fact, he's probably bummed out that Gus Barber took his spot last week because
we had
the Schwarberger 2.0
last week, man,
and we had a McRib sandwich. So
that McRib was it was the size of your computer over there.
And Gus ate two. He ate 2 Schwarbergers 2.0, and he had a McRib sandwich basically. So you'll have to.
Gus the bus.
Gus the Bus.
Gus the Bus.
You'll have to top that one. We think we're getting Primo Hoagies next Sunday. So get ready for a little Primo Hoagies. All right, Tommy.
Yeah.
Sunday's game, we mentioned it was a must-win. We are down. We lost the first 2 games. You do not want to get swept against the Braves. And, again, after 2 ugly games, the Braves, of course, in the first go up 2-0 on a home run by Ozzie Albies off Suarez.
Oh, Suarez. That's been his little nemesis right now, giving up a home run with a man on.
Yep.
Know?
Well, we get it back. Schwarber gets one back, but then Braves go up 3-1 in the fourth on a Duvall. Duvall was out there as a free agent this year.
Yeah.
Again, we get one back in the fifth on a ground-out double play by Schwarber. Obviously, we want to do more with that, but we get one back. So now we're down 3-2. And in the seventh, the critical play, Rojas, who's clearly struggling, he's hitting 0.45.
Yeah.
Looked like he hit into a double play, but the call was overturned. That was key, his hustling, because it keeps the inning going because they called it out, overturned. Then Schwarber singled, put 2 runners on base. Turner hit a tying run single to right. Then the big hit, Bomer hit a 2-run single just under the diving Duvall's glove to make it 5-3. And then a little bit of trouble, but Soto pitched to Advick, got Olsen induced a fly ball when they had the tying run on third after the Braves scored a run. And then Alvarado came in the ninth for the save. And some of the guys you got to give credit to, Strom and Alvarado struggled on opening day big time, but they've come back and showed what they really have. He went a scoreless inning. Schwarber 2 for 4, Bohm 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and Suarez 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks.
Yeah, I mean, like we just said a while ago, there's a little bit of a nemesis is the home run ball right now.
Yep.
He's giving up a home run each outing, which is, that's going to happen, but the key is not having runners on.
Right.
He's giving up a 2-run homer each outing, but, you can survive those if that's all you allow,
Right.
So, I mean, but you're talking about the pitching, man.
Well, Hoffman, Strom, Soto, Alvarado were all scoreless.
Well, you
Sir
look
Anthony
at the week. You look at the week.
Right.
We're 4-2 for the week. I mean, all those guys you just hit on, right here with Alvarado, Hoffman, Strom, all of them. None of them have a ERA this week. They pitched three and a third. The Strom has. Alvarado's pitched 4 innings this week and given up a run.
And Hoffman had that little blip.
2/3. Yep. And hadn't given up any. So I mean. The guys right now are getting it done down there,
Yep. All right, let's move to the Reds because then we face the Reds. Now, the Reds are a good young team, right? But it's still a team. We're not facing Hunter Greene, their top guy. We're Miss Lodolo, who's done well against us in the past. But just nasty weather. And I'm not blaming on that. But Monday, Phil's got to win that game. They lost in the 10th on a grand slam by Spencer Steer, who's off to a great start off Connor Brogdon, and that basically caused Connor Brogdon the next day to get traded to the Dodgers.
I don't think it should have went that far anyway.
Right. We should have.
We've had our chances to do things, offensive on the offensive side, and they hadn't got it done. So I mean I don't blame totally that on just pitching, but
no. Well, Sanchez was fine. He retired 11 straight Reds at one point.
Yeah.
Struck out 8 of them. Before he walked to India, and then it gave up a double to Steer to lead off the 6th.
Yeah.
And that ended his night, and that's when Hoffman came in, gave up RBI singles. So, but you're right. They had so many opportunities to win that game ahead of time. And then Strom pitched well, Martes pitched well, Alvarado pitched well. And then we get to the 10th, and just a bad location by Brogdon gives it the grand slam. And we even had a chance to tie it up. Harper had runners the 2nd and 3rd in the 10th. But he struck out. So just a game that we let get away.
And I got some numbers on that. We talk about man on first and or second and third.
Yep.
What's our average? Man on second, what's our average, and stuff like that. We can talk about that later. But the big thing is the run score. If you look, we've had one game where we scored 9 runs one time.
Right.
Besides that, we've scored 3 or 4 runs
every
game. So there have been either really tight games or we just come up short.
Well, on Friday we could have blown that game open. We just had so many missed scoring opportunities.
Yeah.
But the Tuesday game we really needed again because now all of a sudden we are 2-4 on the season.
Yeah.
And need a big win. And Harper came through. It was basically Harper's game. Harper hadn't had a hit. Hadn't had a hit all season.
Yeah.
Right. Over, right? And he comes out, and again, he's the one who struck out runners the 2nd and 3rd. He was upset.
Yeah.
right? So he comes in Tuesday, and what does he do? He hits 3 home runs. Marsh also homered. Spencer Turnbull, how about his first start, strikes out 7 and gave up 1 run and 3 hits with 0 walks in 5 innings.
We're going to leave him alone and let him just do what he does.
Yeah.
He repeats that. What's so impressive about it, he come and he was sharp. He didn't walk anybody.
And, yeah, the stuff looked electric.
And I mean, you got to tip your hat. He come in and did the job we want to do. And that's going to put pressure, I think, if he keeps pitching. I mean, if he pitches well.
Right.
That's going to be an issue.
What we're going to do with Taijuan Walker.
Yeah. He better be ready when he comes back.
Right. And he is, he's gearing up. But Spencer Turnbull is a guy who has thrown a no-hitter, did it with the Tigers.
He's got stuff.
And he's got, he's had control issues in the past, but man, he looked pretty good. Again, 0 walks. And then the story of the second story of the day, obviously there's 3 big stories.
Yes.
Harper's 3 home runs.
Yeah.
Spencer Turnbull, but the Ricardo Pinto.
How about that?
What a great story. He was on the Phillies back in the 2017.
Yep.
Right? And he's a guy who was out of the I think he was from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And I could have that wrong. I'll look it up during the break. But Pinto was in our system, was a highly touted prospect. And then next thing you know, I don't know where he went. But Pat Gillick sees him in a Caribbean World Series
and
loves how he throws.
Yeah.
A couple other teams had a chance to sign. Every team had a chance to sign him.
Yeah.
And Pat Gillick said to Dave Dombrowski, "Hey, this guy looks pretty good. He was in your system. He was in our system before, but his arm looks really good.
He's serviceable.
So we sign him, right? So then he's at AAA, and all of a sudden we need him, right? Because I guess we got rid of Brogdon.
Well, Brogdon, and the bullpen was getting beat up, So
right.
He'd been pitched a lot too,
and he was stretched out.
Yeah.
So we knew that. We didn't know what we were going to get out of Spencer Turnbull, so we needed somebody who can go 4 innings, 5 innings, 6 innings, whatever is. And Ricardo Pinto was up in Rochester, so he gets the call at noon while he's in Rochester, and they can't find a flight for him to get to Philly, right, for the 6:40 game.
Car it, brother.
So they say you better start driving. So he gets in the car, and Rochester, Philly is not exactly easy, right? You got to go. I guess you got to go through around New York. I'm not sure if you're doing the Tappan Zee or you're doing the George Washington.
Well, whatever. I don't know which way he's coming. You need to bypass all that.
Yeah, whatever.
You shouldn't even go in New York City. You got to be about you.
Whatever he did,
Jersey somewhere.
Whatever he did, he got stuck in traffic, and he shows up. I think he showed up around the 4th inning. Enough time in the middle of the game to say hi to Rob Thompson, right? And then he goes underneath. He must have gone into the cages where there's a little mound.
Yeah,
and
the cages didn't. They got mounds there. It's
underneath.
To go.
Yep. So he was probably on the mound of the cage, warming up. All of a sudden, 6th inning comes in. And he deals. He goes 4 innings.
Yeah,
6, 7, 8, 9.
He gave it. I mean, he didn't give up a couple runs the last inning, right?
2 earned runs, 0 walks, 4 Ks. He threw 75 pitches to get the 4 inning save. Rob Thompson said that's a baseball story right there. That's American Legion.
Classic.
It's
a classic story.
That's baseball in a nutshell.
Whatever it takes to get you to the big leagues. I mean, he would have drove from California. It didn't matter.
Right. And in a big league game, showing up in the 4th. I mean, picture him, right? Because he knows he's probably going to have to pitch, right? And he's stuck in traffic. Now, I'm not good in traffic. How are you in traffic?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm not bad. I got a little more patience than you, Brazer.
But I know if I'm sitting in traffic.
You know my wife, too, right?
Yes.
No patience.
If I'm sitting in traffic.
Somebody's got to have patience.
If I'm sitting in traffic and knowing that there's a very good chance I'll be making my Major League, not debut, but your appearance since 2017 or wherever it was, you're basically, you got all kinds of build-up
anxiety,
everything, and
especially you.
Then you're in traffic, and it's then he comes in.
I need to take a video, and so I can give it to Chris to put it on there of you during a ball game watching the Phillies play.
No, you don't want to take that video. That's not good. All right, then again, Harper. His first 3 hits were home runs, of course.
How about that?
6 RBI, the most RBI he's ever had.
Yes.
It was his second career 3 home run game. His 26th career multi-homer game. I was in the stands when he hit that grand slam. Man, there was just a chill. Literally, you get goosebumps because everyone just –
because when he gets hot, it's unbelievable. I mean, like we said, they're 4-2 for the week, and he's one of the main reasons. I mean, his numbers are the way it is. I mean, he hit 381 for the week. Had 7 ribbies, 3 homers, 8 hits. I mean, you got he starts getting hot,
look
things
out.
happen.
And it's early. So
good things happen,
it
with
is
the lineup.
The first time the Phillies hit 3 home runs since Jason Worth did it in 2008. Now, again, it was.
Guess who else has made the big impact? I think that's kind of going. We got to make sure we give him some love.
Schwarber? JT, right. Well, Schwarber, too.
Yeah, but
Schwarber always gets
he's another one of those Schwarber we just leave alone. Just let him keep doing what he's doing because it's quietly being right there where we want him.
All right, let's talk about JT when we come back. We'll talk about the rest of that series, talk about the last 2 games against the Nats. We've got a lot to cover. Coming up, you're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM W297CL Levittown. Proud to support Caldwell Egan as the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue.
At Penn Community Bank, our commitment to helping our customers and communities grow and thrive drives everything we do. Whether you are just starting out or setting new goals, we have the checking solutions that can flex to your needs at any life stage. And for a limited time, you can earn a $300 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offer subject to change. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now's the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
It's the Baseball Insider Show on right now with John Brazer and Tommy Greene, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We're live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. Tommy, once again, we're Bucks County's hidden gem. This is the Pine Tavern. It's in Bristol. Good friends, great food, inviting spirits is always what you'll find at the Pines Tavern. They specialize in affordable, kicked-up comfort food classics featuring their great sandwiches like the South Philly pork with sautéed spinach, sharp provolone, one of their famous burgers like the Chambers Burger, a 10-ounce handmade 100% Angus chuck burger cooked to order. Suppers include their homemade meatloaf, fish and chips, their pan-seared chicken breast, happy hour, Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 3 to 5, featuring $2 most domestic beers, bottle or draft, $5 wines, $5 flatbread pizza, or 10-ounce cheeseburgers. The Pines Tavern is at the fork in the road at Ratcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Open 7 days, serving great food. Spirits from 11:30 till 9 p.m. Weekdays, Friday and Saturdays till 11 p.m. and Sundays noon to 8. And I had Chris Ermer point out a couple of things on the menu that maybe we should try.
I had to get a new menu after you finished saying that because I slobbered all over the first one.
Right, well, the first one we should try is maybe the Yo Cuz Philly Fat Wrap, which is a beef steak with American cheese, French fries, mozzarella sticks, served with marinara on the side. Or, I think I'm allowed to say this on the radio. It's on the menu. So the Fat Bastard Wrap, which is a chicken cutlet, bacon, American cheese, long hots, onion rings, French fries, and barbecue sauce.
Wow.
There's also
my cardiologist, I'm going to see Tuesday, would have a freaking fit.
My cholesterol just went up just reading that. The tip sandwich, seasoned petite tenderloin tips, sauteed onion, mushrooms, American cheese. You got the South Philly pork.
Sounds so good.
The Soprano, man. All right, we're going to have a lot of options here.
Yes, we are.
All right. And Tom, we got some celebrities here. We have your son, Seth Greene, and Maria, his wife Maria.
Yes.
We got the famous Bill.
We got the boss lady.
Boss lady, all right. We have the famous Bill Redner, longtime sales guy at WBCB. And we got one of our biggest fans, John Breslin. We haven't seen John in a long time.
Really?
Right over there. How about that?
A
lot of celebs here. All right. Tommy, consider a career at Septa. Septa relies on and needs bus operators, train engineers, and conductors. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation, great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. And let's get this all. I got some great stats.
I'll tell you what, you're very good at what you're doing today, Braze. You're on a roll,
Thanks,
dude.
Tommy. Well, I appreciate that. But, Tommy, we're going to get into right here. You're going to love this. We're doing it's time now for the Smart Stat of the Week.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY.
Oh, Danny boy.
Danny boy. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you one.
Johnny.
I'm going to give you one Phillies stat, and then I'm going to give you one historical stat.
Okay.
Right, for the Payroll Service Solutions stat of the week. All right. I'll give you the Phillies one. This is as of Wednesday. Brandon Marsh. Right. I know that. We don't play him against all left-handers, right? But
they should.
But they should. Because if you look at his last, as of Wednesday, this is as of Wednesday, Marsh was batting, if you look at the last 162 games for Marsh, as of Wednesday, he was batting .285 with a .362 on-base percentage, a .476 slugging percentage, 73 runs, 32 doubles, 8 triples, 17 home runs, 75 RBI, 11 stolen bases, again, over his last 162 games played. His .838 OPS is better than the following, and that times for the last 162 games. Better than Bobby Witt Jr., who's one of the top young players of the game. Marcus Semien, who's one of the great players who led Texas to World Series. Jose Ramirez, Louis Robert Jr., who I don't think we might not face him when we play the White Sox. He's got a little banged up. Julio Rodriguez, one of the great stars of the game. Gunnar Henderson, young player for Baltimore. Bo Bichette, Paul Goldschmidt, Alex Bregman, and Adley Rutschman.
So you're telling me that we got a guy that's got better numbers than they have.
The last 162 games.
Yeah, I mean over 162 games. And why aren't we playing him against everybody?
I think we should, and I think he's also very underrated. Like everyone, he's
quietly under the radar, as they say.
It's very easy to focus on. All the veteran guys, whether it's Schwarber or Harper, Realmuto, Turner. And then, people focus on the young up-and-coming, the Bohm and the Stott. And Marsh is just quietly becoming he's blossoming in front of our eyes, which is great.
I'll tell you what, he's got some pop too, dude.
He does. No, he's a big – and if you see
he's
him –
a big boy.
He is a big boy.
Move.
Played football in high school and see him up close. He is – and I just love his – we had him on our podcast on Backstage at Burgoyne and Brazier. Yeah. And it just –
he's full of life, isn't he?
He's so full of life. He's very refreshing. He doesn't give you the stale answers as – you get it from a lot of athletes, but he is just great. All right, here's another. You're going to love this, Tommy, because this is old school. The Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Tony Gwynn, right? I could probably reel off.
There's so much stats about that, dude.
I could reel off a million stats that are super cool about Tony Gwynn. But how about this one? This might be the best one. Tony Gwynn could have gone 0 for 1,199. 0 for 1,199 at the end of his career. And he still would have retired as a 300 hitter. How about that?
That's unbelievable.
Is that unbelievable?
That's like going 0 for 2 years. I mean, that's getting 600 at bats.
Right.
You know, I mean, if he can get 600 bats, you know?
Crazy.
I mean, that's ridiculous. That shows you what type of hitter he was.
Totally ridiculous. Talk about the other stats. This is as of Thursday. Rendon, who was with the Nationals, and now he's with the Angels.
Don't get me started
And
on
Francisco Lindor, who, obviously the Mets.
Yeah.
They'll be paid $72.7 million this year.
Yeah.
As of Thursday, they were combined 1 for 40, hitting .025. Also, as of Thursday, Mookie Betts. This is as of Thursday. Mookie Betts was the MLB leader in OPS average, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, home runs, RBIs, runs, hits, extra base hits, total bases, walks, offensive WAR, defensive WAR, OPS, literally every stat you
okay.
could.
So after what, 2 weeks of the season?
That was one.
MVP.
He's
MVP.
As of Thursday, if you're going to give that. All right. And that was your Phillies Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Call them again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. All right. So, Tommy, we left you with the win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we got to get into, again, on the 3-run. Then Wednesday, it was just might have been one of the more brutal experiences I've ever had at the ballpark, because you got a long rain delay. Not only a long rain delay, it was it was 3 hours 55 minutes. I sat around. I actually got some work done because I got to record some things. We got actually Jeff Brantley.
Oh yeah, I saw
former
that.
pitcher. We got him.
I played against Jeff for years.
We had him we didn't think we were going to get him on the podcast interview, but because of the long delay, and what a great story he is. So it was the second longest rain stoppage at CBP. So, and it was just ugly because we had Zach Wheeler on the mound, who pitched fine. He, 3 runs.
I want to say something quick about him.
Yep.
We have wasted 2 starts of his.
We have. Yes.
He's our big dog. Really wasted 2 starts.
2 quality starts.
Yeah, and this one he gave 3 runs, 1 earned.
1 earned.
1 earned.
Three hits.
You
10
can't
strikeouts.
afford what clipped us in the rear. Errors.
Right.
That nemesis come back up and got us. But the weather, it has a lot to do. The ball starts slipping a little bit, and
but for both teams now.
Yeah, it does.
But yes, we only had 6 hits. We went 0 for 2 runners in scoring position. We left 8 on base, and as you mentioned, errors by Harper and Stott.
Okay.
So,
talking about Wheeler again, real quick. I'm just looking after that second game. He's got a .75.
Right.
And he's 0-1.
I know. Right. You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Yeah.
And when you have Wheeler against the Reds, and I know the Reds are up and coming young players, but you got to.
Anybody with a bat in your hand can hurt you.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. You're totally right. All right, Tommy, we're going to get into the last 2 games of the Nats. We'll also get you set up for today's game.
Yep.
You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. Yes, and we'll also have Larry on, Larry Warren, the owner of the Pines Tavern. You're listening to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
Proud to support Caldwell Egan is the Pines Tavern. The Pines Tavern is your hometown tavern featuring kicked-up comfort food for the whole family. Homemade soups, chilies, sandwiches, appetizers, and dinner entrees, all at very reasonable prices. The Pines Tavern's specialty sandwiches are the talk of the town, like their Italian roast pork or slow-cooked roast beef sandwiches. Dinner entrees include fresh seafood, steaks, and chops. The Pines Tavern has big screen TVs for all your favorite sporting events. The Pines Tavern is open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and late snacks. The Pines Tavern at the Fork in the Road at Radcliffe Street and Farragut Avenue.
At Penn Community Bank, we're in the business of building thriving communities. That means breaking down the barriers to home ownership, supporting fair, affordable access to housing from Philadelphia to the Lehigh Valley, like our Home Opportunity Mortgage that empowers eligible borrowers with no minimum credit score, no down payment, access to grant programs, and so much more. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/home for more details. Penn Community Bank. Here we grow. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Account and feature terms, restrictions, and conditions apply.
Energy costs are skyrocketing. Now is the time to upgrade your old heater and air conditioning systems to more efficient units to save on your utility bills. Harris Comfort can also handle all your propane needs, as well as providing sales and service on whole house generators. Harris Comfort is still family owned and has been serving our area for over 60 years, providing sales, service, installation, and peace of mind. Call 215-788-4596 or go to harriscomfort.com. Harris Comfort, still family and still local.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, to get all your essentials in one place, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Hair Cuttery, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, R&J Smoothies and Juices, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one stop for all your shopping needs at South Oxford Valley Road and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills.
This is Tommy Greene from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
With over 7,200 square feet of 200 brewers in stock at all times, Pat Dion Beverages now features 5 different flavors of their favorite slushy cocktails. You can also purchase all your wine, liquor, and other fine spirits right next door. Visit us on Facebook or online at patdionbeverages.com for upcoming events and samples from your favorite brewery or local food vendor.
It's the Baseball Insider Show with your hosts, John Brazer and Tommy Greene, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA.
All right, we are back to the Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern, Bristol, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. Tommy, joining us now is the reason why we're right here. It is the owner of the Pines Tavern, Larry Warren.
It is.
How you doing, Larry?
Larry.
Great. Thanks for having us, guys. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having us here. This is, and we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be here pretty much Sundays when the team's on the road, I think up until Memorial Day, and maybe even some after Labor Day.
Yeah.
So appreciate it.
Yep. Definitely.
And I know you've heard us all show so far, and we went through some of the options, Larry, and you got to tell me, what would you – if you're Tommy Greene or John Brazer, easy
on me.
Yeah. What would be your selections right here? What?
Well, Tommy already tipped his hand because I heard him talking about the chili.
Yes.
So definitely my mom's recipe for many years.
Oh, I'll definitely get me some of that.
Yeah, and they're working on some stuff for you guys back there right now. We're going to bring some treats out for you, hopefully before the show's over. So
here we go again.
Is this veal and peppers? Is that a soup right there?
So it's more like a stew. It's kind of a traditional Southern Italian dish.
Okay.
Veal, a little bit of Italian sausage, peppers, onions, tomato sauce, some red wine.
Ooh.
That sounds like a brazier.
Yeah, we might have to try some of that. All right, I'm really looking forward to it. And also I found out that your son Mike, how about this, Tommy? Larry's son Mike is the play-by-play guy for the Thunder. Also works at WBCB, does traffic, does play-by-play.
Yeah.
So how about that?
That's cool.
That's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're real proud of him. And
how old is he?
Mike is 28.
Okay. Just getting going good. Yeah.
I do know someone that worked, also did play-by-play for the Trenton Thunder, and now they've got a long career doing TV broadcasting and also basketball, football, name a sport. He does it. T-Mac.
Yeah. We actually
you start somewhere.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And believe me, that hasn't escaped our notice that the success that Tom's had, and it's kind of neat to see Mike sort of starting to follow in those kind of footsteps.
Now, I don't know if he's ever going to reach the status of myself, because when I do play-by-play, Tommy,
Brazer's the best.
His
home run.
I'm kidding.
His home run call is the best.
We do. So I don't know if you've heard this, Larry, but we had we've been doing play-by-play for what, Chris? About 10 years, probably about 10 years. And the first 7 years, I took it very. I still take it very seriously, but I took it very professional, over professional, right? And then I said, you know what? I'm going to have some fun with this because you get to do it once a year, right? So you got to have something memorable.
One
Absolutely.
time.
So I never tell you, Tommy, what my home run call is going to be.
But he works on it. I can tell he's really put a lot of thought in this.
Yes, it's certainly not organic. And I know the announcers, including your son, will say it's got to be organic. It's got to be natural. You can't make up stuff. But for me, I'll tell you right now, I plan on it. So I came out with one like ridiculous. So first year was Grandma Hide the Cookie Jar. I have no idea what that means, but it just seemed appropriate. Next year I saw Will Ferrell was on the broadcast of the Tampa Bay Lightning the night before. I'm watching that game in my hotel room, and they scored a goal. And Will Ferrell said this, of which I used for the home run call: "Put that baby to bed without a diaper." And I said, that ball's gone, right? So same thing. And then last year, Ben Davis gave me one where he said, call that ball an Uber because that thing got hammered. And then this year, I said, like the hopes and dreams of every Cowboys fan, that ball was crushed.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Oh,
that was really
Tommy
good.
got his chili.
Oh, Brazer got some
too. And you got your meatballs, too.
Oh, my God.
Awesome.
Here we go.
All right, now you've had this place since you said?
It's been in my family since 1970.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is really, and you took over, obviously, probably the last 15 years or so?
About that, 15, 16 years, yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome.
I'll tell you what, you got a great little spot right here. This is family. I feel family here.
Yep.
It's inviting.
Yeah, it's we were talking about earlier. The most of my staff's been here 8, 10, 15 years. Customers are just the greatest people in the world. Loyal. It is really like a big extended family. So it's special.
That's great. All right. Well, Larry, really appreciate it. Looking forward to coming back here many times this season, and we'll have you on again.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank
you,
guys.
guys.
Hear it for Larry Warren. All right.
Thank you, Larry.
All right. Well, Tommy, let's get into. Look at this. More stuff coming in. Looks like some fries, cheese fries. Awesome.
That looks like you and Irma.
Yeah. All right. So, Tommy, we get into the Nat series, and we needed. This is a team. We're now 2-4. We need to take advantage.
We've wasted some starts by our ace. So.
But on Friday night, Harper again was kind of the big Nola. Well, Nola and Harper single double twice to lead the Phillies over the Nats 4-0. Nola, so good to see him come back.
And he still, he had, a really, really good outing. And he's still not quite where he wants to be because he walked 4 guys.
His location, right?
Yeah, you don't see him do that off. He'll have those clunkers every now and then where he'll walk some guys, but he's still not where he wants to be yet. But he battled it. He didn't give up any runs. Bottom line, that's what it's about.
Yep, and we faced Patrick Corbin, who did lead the Nats to a World Series, but he's been struggling since.
He threw a solid outing, too.
He did. Gave up 4 runs, 9 hits, 6 innings. But we had some, again, we got to clean things up. I know Harper got caught in a rundown.
We've had some base running things. Yep. We've actually been real aggressive on the bases. You know? I like I said, some of the stats and stuff I got, it's got us up there in stolen bases. Not 5th in stolen bases with 6 this past week, right? But we're also first and get caught stealing with 5 times. So but what that tells you, we're being aggressive and we're trying to take that base, and that's a good thing because that can get us a run.
Yep, it's going to put pressure on the pitching.
Yep.
And the good news too, Strom, Sir Anthony Alvarado all pitched scoreless innings. Pitchers gave up 2 hits overall, 5 walks, 7 Ks. Real Muto had 2 hits. All right, so we win that one 4-0 again. Yeah. We came into last night. Let's keep the momentum going. The story was JT.
Which was what was yesterday? Do you know? You remember?
Saturday.
Oh yeah. What date was it?
Oh, your birthday.
Yeah.
That's right, Tommy.
You remember that?
Happy birthday, Tommy.
You remember that?
Well,
Braze?
JT gave you a birthday present, right? Your 21st birthday all over again.
Yeah.
Because
right.
Nobody likes to have the pitcher or the batter before you get intentionally walked, right?
No, it's like a slap in the face.
Right, especially when there's a runner on base. So the Nats did it, and JT, I got to tell you, JT talked about during the offseason how he wanted to get worked on his timing.
Yeah.
And he's basically looking to right center. He's looking, and he's also he got rid of his big high kick.
Yeah.
He's more stable, right? He's more settled, I should say. And
to me, that should be the rule of thumb on everybody. You think right center, and your hands react. To the off-speed pitch better. I think. Me personally, I have a problem as a pitcher facing guys that are willing to do that. because they foul off more pitches.
Right.
They don't swing and miss as much, and they live to, fight it or get another ball, and sometimes that's the ball you take advantage of.
Well, he said when he tries to pull it, it's just, he gets can get out of whack.
Yeah.
Now, it can help you if you're on a good run.
Yeah.
But it can also get you in some bad habits.
Yeah. I mean, if you look in the dead pool all the time, you don't think we can't see?
Right.
We see that. We see that hip leading it.
Right.
I mean, you're just taking the authority out of your bat to go the other way, and you're giving us weak fly balls to right or weak contact or whatever, and that's exactly what we want.
But in the other name, too, because JT obviously had a great game. He hit the hanging curveball over the wall, 3-run home run in the third. But Ranger Suarez. How about Ranger Suarez?
How about him, man?
He allowed 2 runs on 4 hits in 6 innings.
Just a 2-run homer. That's it. He just got that bugaboo right now, the first 2 starts, but it happens.
Yep. And, Alvarado threw the 9th for his 2nd save in 2 chances this season. Realmuto also singled and scored on Bohm's triple in the first. But, again, we left too many guys on base. We had bases loaded, and we had with the triple.
Yeah.
We couldn't get him in because we hit 3 ground ball outs.
Yeah.
Couldn't get him in. So we're wasting opportunities, but at the same time, we
find that we got the pitching. I think the big thing this week, Brazer, and you agree with it, our pitching was the reason why we had a winning week. And just to go over a little bit of stats, we don't want to beat on them too hard. A little bit. We're talking about runners in scoring position. Runners just on third, we had no hits.
Right.
Just on third.
Yep.
All right. Runners on second and third. Here's what we had for the week. Bohm. He was 2 for 2 with 4 ribbies. Schwarber was 1 for 1. This might be. I'm thinking it was for the week I got it for the last 7 days, or it could be since the season started. But Schwarber was 1 for 1 with 2 ribbies.
Right.
Turner 1 for 1 with a ribby, and Harper 1 for 2 with a ribby. That's just with runners on second and third.
Right.
Then you got a runners just on second. Marsh has got a home run. Castellanos had a hit. Which
we got to get Castellanos going.
Yeah, and Realmuto had had the hit, and then first and third we had no hits.
I mean,
we've had ample. We had some opportunity, but we haven't quite clicked that button yet on those.
Yeah,
yet.
and you know what? We haven't played. Reds are not bad. Nationals, you got to beat up on. Braves are tough.
They actually had a real good year last year with the squad they had.
To be 4-4 with Castellanos not doing anything yet, and obviously Rojas hitting .045.
Yeah. And Stott, it really hadn't clicked yet either.
Right.
But
so
he'll be fine the way his approach is. He'll be fine.
Yep. All right. Here's the lineup today for the Nats. Jacob Young leading off, playing center field. Jesse Winker batting second, playing left field. Logan Thomas, who's normally a Phillies killer. Let's hope we can get out of this series. Batting third, right fielder.
Leave him alone, Brace.
Joey Gallo batting cleanup, first base. Joey Meneses batting or doing DH, batting fifth. Riley Adams catching sixth. Aldemaro Vargas batting seventh, second base. Trey Liscombe playing third base, and then Luis Garcia Jr. playing second base. Mackenzie Gore on the mound, a left-hander, 5.06 ERA. Phillies versus Gore.
Guess where he's from?
Mackenzie Gore, yes, he's from your area. That's
right. From my high school.
That's right.
He was a first-round draft pick out of high school like I was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, Phillies are facing Gore. Castellanos, this might be the game to get Castellanos going because he's 5 for 11 with 2 home runs against Gore.
Go ahead.
Bohm and Realmuto also have home runs. Turner's 5 for 9. Merrifield and Pache, who are both in the lineup, are 1 for 2. Here's the lineup for the Phils. You got Kyle Schwarber leading off, DHing. Trey Turner playing shortstop, batting second. Harper batting third, first base. Realmuto in the cleanup spot, catching. Bohm hitting fifth, third base. Castellanos, again, let's hope we can get this game going for him. Batting sixth, right field. Merrifield playing left field. Sosa playing second base, batting eighth. Pache playing center field, batting ninth. And Christopher Sanchez, with his new cutter in a 3.60 ERA, is facing the Nats. So let's
Marsh, huh?
Let's hope we can get this streak. All right, and that wraps up today's Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA, live from the Pines Tavern in Bristol, PA. I'd like to thank the great folks here at the Pines Tavern, including Larry Warren, for having us and having us all year. Thanks to my co-host, Tommy Greene, our on-site engineer, Chris Ermer. Back in the studio, Brooks St. Ives. We'll be back next Sunday from 12:30 to 1:30 at Citizens Bank Park for the Phillies take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Until then, Have a great week, and as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.